it's very clear that what they are doing is really to destroy and damage the reputation of BP Inday Sara. It appears to be scripted already. Kasi tingnan mo, meron na silang mga naka-assign na tao na mag-read, no? Meron na silang naka-assign na members na mag-read. Merong papel, may binabasa and everything. And they have matrices in advance and they have documents in advance na wala pa po yung respondent natin, even or the counsel for the respondent, no? So talagang super prepared, no? So it's tantamount to saying that they are actually arrogating upon themselves the functions of the Senate Impeachment Court.
Po, kayo rin ho ba, attorney, naniniwala na illegal yung pagpapalabas, disclosure nga nitong mga bank records ng pangalawang Pangulo doon sa hearing ng Kamara?
Well, it is, if not unlawful, illegal talaga itong pangyayari na ito kasi yung pong yung secrecy kasi ng mga ganitong records is dapat po strictly construed, no, sa ating batas natin, no. Now, take note that yung ating AMLA law requires no exception. Talaga pong klaro po doon sa batas. Wala po talaga, bawal po talaga ito ilabas, no? There is no such exception. In the bank secrecy law, iba yon, merong exception, yung tinatawag nating except in cases of impeachment. Yon.
Opo.
But there are two schools of thought in cases of impeachment, Sir Jade. Yes, sir.
Opo. Pero alin ho ba ang magiging batayan na kung sakali man sa korte yung bank secrecy law na kung saan may exemption nga doon sa impeachment na yan po yung nagiging argumento, naratibo ng Kamara o itong sa AMLA?
Okay. We would like to make it clear first, no. Ito pong financial transactions, no, na nakuha sa AMLA, yun pong volume transaction. These are not concrete evidence to prove any wrongdoings, no, or illegality in financial transaction. It is actually a secondary evidence pa yan siya. Because in order to verify and or authenticate the transactions, you need to have the bank records. Otherwise, if that will be presented alone, it has no probative or evidentiary value. Now, they need to have the bank records, no? Kung ano bang bank yan, BPI, BDO, PNB, they have to get that. Now, it is dangerous now if the Committee on Justice will issue subpoena to get these records. Bawal na po kasi they are on committee level. Sabi nga nung isa nating nag-post is that committee lang sila, hindi sila court, no? Only the court, no, can do that. Now, ito pong issue because they are saying that except in cases of impeachment, ang interpretation po ng Kamara or yung Committee on Justice is that impeachment proceeding po ang ginagawa nila. That is wrong, no? Because ang impeachment, except in cases of impeachment, the rule on that point is it should be strictly construed doon sa batas at sa government, no? Take note that statutes that are derogatory in the privacy of people and records should be construed against that law or the government who is invoking it, no? Ibig sabihin po, the general rule is that it's secret. Exception po is that it must be strictly construed. So ibig sabihin po, pag strictly construed, it should be the impeachment court that has the authority and power to get all those records, to issue a subpoena, to open those bank records, so to speak, no? So yun po ang issue natin dyan, no? Hindi po pwede on committee level, especially na pinapublicize po nila, Sir Jade, no? My point being is that the least they could have done, no? Talaga, kung talagang they would say that they are sincere and they are just really looking at the evidence to determine probable cause, they should have kept that in a executive session. Parang yung sinasabi ng BIR, dapat executive session para hindi i-publicize because damaging nga po eh. It violates certain levels or strict levels of privacy po, no? High level of privacy, Sir Jade.
Linawin ko lang, attorney. So pwede na lang valid po yung pag-access nila ng bank records ng pangalawang Pangulo basta nasa executive session sila. Tama ba?
I'm not I'm not saying that, Sir Jade. What I'm trying to say is that they are not allowed, no? But I think sana ba, at least at the very least, if really they are honest enough to say that we're just looking at it, they could have done it through executive session so that at least yung nyaw-nyaw po ng public medyo mabawas-bawasan, no? But I still stand with the fact that they cannot do that. Only the Senate Impeachment Court can allow the opening of these AMLA records, these financial transactions, as well as the bank records in the near future po.
Opo. Pero sinasabi po nila, attorney, ay para malaman kung may probable cause yung kaso nga ng pangalawang Pangulo, dapat nilang kalkalin ito, dapat nilang malaman.
Yes, sir. That is true. To determine probable cause, you have to gather evidences and receive evidences from the complainant. But they have to rise and fall with the complaints filed by the complainants. They cannot act as a co-complainant. What they're doing kasi in getting all these subpoenas, kaya kinakantsawan sila ng fishing expedition, is because they are now trying to become now the co-complainant. Take note that their authority is only to determine, no, at that point of level whether there is probable cause, and by reading, no, on the complaints and the impeachment and the attachments. Now, in case they find out that there is probable cause and they would like to use some records of the bank and the AMLA later on in court, that is the time they will move to subpoena duces tecum and ad testificandum on these particular banks as well as the executive director of the MLC. They cannot do that on their own level. That is our stand. No? So the best thing to do sana is that they could have determine it. Kung may probable cause, then file. Because we know for a fact that this is a numbers game. This is not just it's a proceeding impeachment. It is also political. They have the numbers, as they say. Why are they delaying it? Bakit hindi nila ipatapon na sa plenary para mapagbotohan na po yung 1/3 votes? And file it with the Senate Impeachment Court po. Where the real bloodbath should come in. Yun po, Sir Jade.
Oo, pero naniniwala ho ba kayo, attorney, na talagang parte ito ng layunin ng Kamara na sirain ang Vice Presidente? Kasi yan po yung naririnig natin doon po sa mga pro-Duterte camp.
In my opinion, is that with the publicized presentation of these confidential records, as well as their comments during the hearing, yung mga edewaw, yung mga smirking faces nila, it would appear that this is really a matter of destroying the image of the Vice President. No, it is not only the legal aspect of gathering evidence, but to paint, no, piturahan po nila yung pagkatao ng ating VP Presidente as being, yung corrupt or meron siyang malfeasance na ginawa, so that it would try to somehow condition the mind of the public in order that he will go down ang ratings niya. And sabay niyan, possibly gagawa sila ng mga surveys to show that it's going down. You know, the domino effect rule on people to believe kung ano yung nandyan is susundan lang din. No? So it is more of a narrative playing by them. No? Painting, nagpipintura po sila sa pagkatao ng tao. That's my opinion and that's how I see it. Because if really you are serious of your duty, then you don't do that and flaunt everything that you find, no, against. And then after that, the hearing, you will be saying that kompleto ng evidence namin, meron ng probable cause, talagang mapapile siya, ma-impeach siya. You cannot comment on that when you are an investigator. You must at least appear to be at least neutral for purposes of due process po. Wala na po. It's very clear that what they are doing is really to destroy and damage the reputation of VP Inday Sara.
Bago ko ipasa kay partner attorney, sa mga naging desisyon po ng Supreme Court sa mga nakaraan, ano yung mas pinapanigan po ng korte? Yung pagdating po sa kaso ng privacy laban po sa access ng mga bank records?
Yes, yung sa private access ng records po ng any person is really considered as in derogation to the rights of privacy. Kaya strictly construed yan. Hindi basta-basta po. No? I have read several cases decided by the Supreme Court that says that you have to be careful. There must be a lawful excuse on requiring the opening of these bank records. Otherwise, if you do that unceremoniously, you will be held liable. Take note, meron po tayong penal provisions as well fine dito po sa mga batas na ito po.
Attorney, may buntag si Admar po ito. Sir,
Ay, hello Sir Admar, magandang umaga po Sir Admar.
opo, attorney, ito bang ginagawa ngayon ng House Committee on Justice? Parang inaagawan na ba nito ng role ang Senado bilang impeachment court?
Actually, I would say, in my opinion, meron ng super overreach, no? Lampas na po sa kanilang function and duty, no? They are now acting as if a magistrates na po, no, gathering. While it appears that they are showing that meron pong proceedings, no, and they are presenting it to the public to show transparency. However, if you'll notice, it appears to be scripted already. Kasi tingnan mo, meron na silang mga naka-assign na tao na mag-read, no? Meron na silang naka-assign na members na mag-read, merong papel, may binabasa and everything, and they have matrices in advance, and they have documents in advance na wala pa po yung respondent natin, even or the counsel for the respondent, no? So talagang super prepared, no? So it's tantamount to saying that they are actually arrogating upon themselves the functions of the Senate Impeachment Court.
Pati rin po itong sa usaping pagbusisi sa AMLAC report, tingin nyo po, ito po ay pwedeng gawin ng mismong impeachment court na rin?
Ayan, it is a different story now, no? Because when that is meron na po subpoena for that. The impeachment court, I believe, can do that because it is a court, no? And it is irrelevant to the subject investigation or impeachment proceeding. It is only the Senate Impeachment Court can order the opening of these bank records as well as the AMLA records for purposes of verification. Kasi i-verify yan dalawa eh. Bank records, AMLA records. Without these bank records, nothing po itong AMLA. Yung mga financial records sa AMLA, irrelevant po yan siya. It would not be, wala pong evidentiary value. So we need the bank records. And it's only the Senate Impeachment Court can order that.
Opo. Dito naman po sa usapin po na ginagawa ng Committee on Justice, nabanggit po kasi ninyo na yung sufficiency at probable cause lamang po yung tinitingnan po ng komite. Hanggang saan, maaari niyo po bang maipaliwanag hanggang saan lang po dapat sa pagtatanong at hindi na doon mismo sa paghahatol kung ano ba yung kumbaga pinaka-layman's na maintindihan ng ating mga kababayan hanggang saan lang yung dapat gawin? Ito yung mga available na mga information, paano nila i-handle to? Ano yung dapat treatment lamang ng nasa House Committee on Justice?
Yes, sir. Actually, the simple rule is that clarificatory questions lang po, no, relating to the evidences on hand. And kung ano po yung evidences na sa kamay, tapos let's say an affidavit, then he calls for the particular witness and asks some clarificatory questions. When you said about this, do you have any proof about this, like that? Hanggang dyan lang po, no? To clarify, para bigyan po ng linaw po yung sinasabi. Hindi po pwedeng mag-ask na questions that would tend to probe already, yung parang mag-iimbestiga na. Just like what they're saying, na tinuturo na where is that, pinapa-isa-isa na yung mga reports, pinapa-identify. When the documents speak for itself, alam mo, I was objecting really when while watching, yung pong SALN ay pinapabasa pati yung mga ano yung nakalagay doon na mga statements, ano yung mga recorded statements doon. No, the document already speaks for itself. Pag meron pong mga SALN reports, then that's it. Then you present it, they read it, and that is considered as evidence. They were able to get that already. But to expound it more, that is no longer clarificatory. No? And it is already now what we considered as evidence gathering. At the same time, trying to paint the picture to the public that this fellow committed something. No? Tapos may pa mga quirks, meron pang remarks, meron pang mga smirks na, di wow, di ba? How could you find some sort of fairness in that proceedings, no? Klaro, no, even a layman could see what they are doing. Na talagang it's basically, isa lang po yung nakikipaglaban po, pero yung natatalo pa rin, no? Others naman, tahimik lang din.
Opo, kasi ang napapansin din, bakit pa sila busisi ng busisit, meron pang pagtawag, una na po silang deklara na may sufficiency na sa ground, sa form, sa substance. So para saan pa po itong ginagawa nila kung meron na silang dineclare na pwede naman na iusad na sa plenaryo para magkaroon ng botohan kung gusto ba nilang ipasa na sa impeachment court, attorney?
Exactly. Actually, sir, I would like to just to make my own opinion on this, no? Baka they are having problems with the numbers sa plenary and they're delaying things in order to present more evidence to somehow, convince the plenary. Kasi getting the 106 votes now, it appears to be difficult. Kasi alam niyo po, kung meron na po talaga silang numbers, matagal na po niya pinapon sa plenary at napagbotohan na. Just like kung gaano yung lightning strike nila sa first impeachment. Ang bilis, di ba? So they should have already sent that to the plenary for voting. Pero wala eh. At the same time, also thinking, also when it comes to Senate, they do not have this vote ng Senate din, yung 16 votes na sinasabi natin. So I'm trying to say is that the only way that they could use, at the very least, kung hindi man lang makuha, is that ipiturahan na lang po natin ang karakter ng respondent para at least we will do it a public trial for public opinion para at least kahit papaano kung hindi man natin matuloy ang impeachment, nasira na natin siya. People will have we will now start doubting the kind of person BP Inday Sara is. And actually they're trying to work on that, and honestly yung may mga undecided medyo naniniwala. But of course, with respect, I believe to those really who believes the cause of BP Inday Sara, they are still there. Imagine yun ang nakikipaglaban. Yun ang nag-iimbestiga. Every time they present evidence, sir, alam mo ba, ang gumagawa, nagiging investigator ang buong Pilipinas. Para talaga i-check kung tama ba yung ginagawa. No? So meron po, free po yun. Hindi yun mga private investigators for pay. Ibig sabihin, everybody is doing that for, because we all believe that these are all damaged, parang lang ito, pamaninira lang po ito kay BP Inday Sara.
Opo. So, ibig sabihin po, sa matotal, meron pong double standards talaga na nangyayari po just sa House Committee on Justice. Kasi nabanggit nyo nga po, lagpas na doon sa sinasabing clarificatory questions lang. Kasi nung may gumawa naman nito, na tingin nila hindi lagpas na sa clarificatory, pina-strike out nila lahat ng mga statement. Parang sila lang ang pwede na lumagpas doon sa ganong klase po ng pagtatanong, attorney.
Exactly, sir. I think hindi po double standard, baka quadruple standard po siguro ang nangyayari. Kasi wala the people who are giving their manifestation strike out. No? That's the reason why I think that it was wise for BP Inday Sara's defense team not to participate in this kind of sarsuela, no? Because it is clear that there is a circus in town, and if you join the circus, magiging clown ka rin. So, baka paglaruan ka pa lang. So, it is the wise move. Doon po tayo sa Senate Impeachment Court wherein we could really have a cross-examination, direct examination, everything, no? Presentation of evidence. That is where the real bloodbath should transpire.
Opo. Attorney, dito naman po sa impeachment court, halimbawa wala pang desisyon ang Korte Suprema kasi nga kini-question itong ginagawa ng House Committee on Justice.
Yes.
At kung umusad man at nandoon na sa sala po ng impeachment court, pwede ba nilang questionin yung pamamaraan ng pagbuo nitong reklamo na ito sa House Committee on Justice?
Yeah, that's a problem, no? Because of this, what we call a co-equal departments of the government, the legislative and the Supreme Court, no? The legislative department or even the Senate, even if may dumating na po ng order, even a TRO for that matter, or even for injunction for that matter, the Senate may not recognize it on the ground na, well, umusad na kami, we might as well proceed, we will not recognize. We are co-equal branch. You cannot dictate upon ourselves, dictate upon us to stop the proceedings because meron kayong ginagawa. However, in the previous situation, ni-recognize nila yon ang request or ang order ng Supreme Court na hindi na pwede because of the one-year rule ban, no? And although nagkabotohan sila Senate, merong nag-react, merong hindi. But at the end of the day, the majority says that Well, yes, we have to respect the Supreme Court's decision. Now, that is a good way, no? Because kanya-kanya po kasi ng trabaho ang co-equal nga sila pero kanya-kanya po ang trabaho eh. The Legislative Department pens the law and sila ang may power of the purse, but you have to consider that the Supreme Court is the only bastion of justice and even the last bastion of justice that could decide in this kind of controversies. Because this is one department of the state that involves only lawyers, no? Ibig sabihin talaga, parang nag-aaral, unlike in legislative department, although there are many lawyers there, some of those prominent at yung maingay, they are not even lawyers, no? They just tend to discuss from what is coming from their mind, no? Hindi from their legal minds, no? There are others, but there are others din naman na sa legal mind na overlap naman din ng majority who are also lawyers because of their may panindigan, no? Because kanya-kanya po talagang panindigan. You belong to the right, you belong to the left. That is their choice and that is constitutionally guaranteed. No problem with that. So, but we belong to this side of BP Inday Sara. So we also push what we believe what is right and what is correct and what the law says.
Opo, attorney, kung matatandaan po ninyo, nung unang pag-usad po ng impeachment, bago pa yung unang desisyon ng Korte Suprema na mapupunta na sana sa Senado, may mga pahayag po, mismo pa ang liderato ng Senado na kumukwestiyon doon sa naging kautosan ng Korte Suprema na parang hindi na raw saklaw ng Korte Suprema yun, may mga nasabi na po. So paano tayo makatitiyak na magkakaroon ng patas na pagdinig dito at kanila pong tawag nito, irerespeto yung desisyon ng Korte Suprema rito. Though meron na tayong naririnig na naman na pinaiiwasan na yung mga magiging impeachment justices na magbigay ng pahayag, pero meron na nga pauna eh. Ngayon meron na namang nahanap na mga possible na mga mali dito po sa himay sa impeachment ng pangalawang Pangulo. Ano pong masasabi niyo po rito, attorney?
Yes, sir. That's a very wise observation, no? You see, in our age of this internet technology, when we have this social media, imagine us now talking. I think you're in Manila and we're talking now. I'm in Davao City. It's easy to look at, no, kung ano po yung nangyayari live sa sitwasyon sa buong Pilipinas. So, I believe that we have the fourth court, which is what I say, the court of public opinion. Now, every time they everything they utter words that would somehow not acceptable to the court, nakikita mo yung alma ng mga tao, mga sa social media. And that's why papaling-paling po sila. Yun, remember, these are politicians. And while they said before that we are co-equal, hindi kami dapat makinig sa findings sa Supreme Court, and later on mag-change. Because that is the nature of a politician, no? They also like to hear the public sentiments. And they are reading and they are watching kung ano yung public sentiments. Doon po sila nagtitilt, no? So kaya it's very important for us to be vigilant. Lahat po tayo, yung naniniwala po sa transparency, sa honesty at fairness ng law, to be vigilant. Ang sinasabi ko nga sa aking mga friends, continue to keep on talking, continue to keep on posting. Huwag lang po below the belt, no? Yan lang pong covered sa pre-speech natin. At saka meron pong soundness. Huwag po yung mga pangit na salita below the belt. You continue doing that to be vigilant so that people will understand na you have this kind of sentiment and they may join and you have the same sentiments. Lahat po kakaisa po in order to tell the politicians, especially itong sa legislative, who are only our representatives, that to hear our voices. Because that is, these are the voices that put you into that particular power. Binoto po kayo to represent us. So listen to our voices. That's what I'm trying to say.
Opo, attorney, huli na lang po na tanong
Yes, sir.
bago ko ibalik kay partner Jade. No? Nabasa ko po doon sa isa niyo pong post na makapanindig balahibo yung ginawa ng taong bayan. Considering, bago pa man nagsalita ang legal team, no, ng pangalawang Pangulo, bago pa man nagpahayag ng pagdepensa doon sa mga akusasyong ibinabato sa kanya, Grabe na
Yes.
ang pagbusisi ng mga netizen doon sa mismong painting, doon na
Lahat.
nilabas ni Madriaga, doon sa cheque, pati yung pagdeposito na saglit lang, hindi pa naitatayo ang SM sa may Lanang. Bakit nakadeposito na doon? Wala pa doon yung yung branch at napakarami pa. Ano po ang nakikita niyong parang mensahe po nito para sa mga kritiko na rin ng pangalawang Pangulo na sa mahabang panahon talaga pong subsub din sila sa pagtatrabaho laban sa Vice Presidente?
Yes, sir. Thank you for reading that article, no? Yung nakakapanindig balahibo. Yes, that's true. Nakakakilabot talaga to see that people are reaching. No? So I was thinking, why is it like this, no? Marami nagsasabi, kulto raw kami, kulto raw tayo. Ang sabi ko naman, no, we are not. We are actually trying to look at the situation based on our belief and conviction and our gratitude from the former president as well as to the children in making this country of ours a safe place, is a good place to be with and to work with. So, ibig sabihin po, we see na ang difference po, no? We are, as I said in one of my articles, that we owe it to them to having this kind of governance because we felt, no, the ordinary masses, no, that somehow this country, we also belong to this country, no? We are part of this country. We own this country. Kasama kami. Hindi po yung salita is galing lang po doon sa iilang oligarko na they are controlling the narrative pero own their own personal interest. Tayo po, happy po kayo, no? Yung ano na ba ang kaligayahan ng mga ordinary masses which I consider myself to be part with is of course yung mga basic necessities and na kailangan na nabigay sa atin. Like, for example, yung ease of doing business. At saka yung mga situations we're in, including yung mga basic services on kalsada na naayos, yung atong meron tayong internet connection na mabilis, etc. So, yun po ang mga bagay, no? At saka, especially po, ito po ang gusto ko po na sabihin po here now, that you know, during the time of PRRD, I felt safe in the sense, and I felt protected. Every time I go to a government office to transact something, para akong may kakampi kaagad, na hindi ako api-apihin ng ating mga officers na government officials na, hindi tayo bibigyan ng sapat na, di sapat na pag yung public service na hindi demand, no? Hindi naman lahat, pero meron kasing mga ganun na medyo hindi tayo pwede tayo makatanong 888, 911, we could call that. Immediately parang tayo may kakampi. Meron tayong boses. Part po tayo ng ating country. So that's how I see it. The people really are very engrossed in protecting the legacy that the PRRD has created and etched in our hearts and in our mind.
Opo. At madagdag ko lang, attorney, dito nga sa sinasagawang impeachment proceedings ng Kamara, hindi na issue dito yung due process dahil yung panahon na nag-submit na ng sagot o naghain ng sagot ang pangalawang Pangulo sa Kamara, doon na ho ba, tama ba, attorney, na nagsimula na doon ang due process kaya dapat magdesisyon na sila kaagad-agad at ipasa na sa Senado?
Yes, sir. That's correct. Due process is simply an opportunity to be heard. Now, how you use that opportunity depends upon you. Ayaw mong sumagot, binigyan ka na tiyan, no problem. Sumagot ka, ang sinabi mo, bayang magiliw, that is your prerogative. As long as there is an opportunity for you to be heard. Ayaw mong magbigay ng answer, or ang answer mo is more of a motion to dismiss, just like what happened here in the case of the respondent BP Sara, that is her right. No. So wag po nating ipaghambing or pilitin na dapat mag-attend siya at magharapin niya lahat because karapatan niya po yun na hindi. Ang importante po sinasabi ng batas is yung oportunidad na sumagot. Natanggap niya yung oportunidad na yon. Whether gamitin ba niya sa kanyang advantage o hindi, depende na po sa kanya. Pwede niyang hindi pakinggan, pwede niyang sagutin, or pwede niyang sagutin na ibang bagay. Yun po ang pinaka-importante. That is the essence of due process. Para bang bago mo pagalitan ng anak mo, pakinggan mo muna. Pero kung ayaw pong magsagot, option na yon. Para ganun lang po ang ibig sabihin po, sir.
At ang pag-file ng kaso ng may bahay ni VP Sara Duterte ay hindi po ito masasabi po ninyong diversionary tactic o pag-iwas sa issue, kundi pag-assert din ng kanyang karapatan.
Well, actually, the thing is si Attorney Man Scarpio is actually a private person. While he is married to the Vice President, he still enjoys that privacy as a private person. No? Now, take note, no, if you will notice, in all the things, you cannot see Man Scarpio in all events. Sa ribbon cutting, kung may kasama niya, wala. It's done. He maintained to be a private citizen. No? So, he has these rights, no? To be as such. So, hindi po diversionary tactic yun. It is, karapatan niya po yun. Bilang individual para po maghain ng reklamo because of a violation of data privacy, the AMLA secrecy of bank records po.
Ayan. Attorney, siguro yung huling mensahe para sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan na nanonood po at nakikinig sa mga oras na ito.
Akin lang po mensahe po sa lahat po, no? Doon po sa naniniwala kung ano po yung katotohanan, katarungan. Akin lang is maging patuloy po tayo na magsalita, covered by free speech. And we have this forum, no? Ang forum natin, ito social media, in Facebook, even in Instagram, X, no? Try to open what you believe that is right, no? Any kind of opinion that would show that we are really looking and interested in what's happening para maramdaman po ng mga taong concerned that we are serious with what we are doing, that we are serious with what they are doing, and we're looking at them. They are under microscope, and then they are under scrutiny from us. Ibig sabihin po, be vigilant. Gawin po natin yung ating obligasyon bilang mamamayan para po sa ating country na Philippines. No? Huwag po tayo manahimik. Sabihin po natin kung nasa loob natin. But siyempre, covered by free speech, kung ano po ang dapat.